Welcome to MasterMentalCode. Today I will talk about 7 mental habits that are holding you back from achieving your dreams. The truth is, unless you let go, unless you forgive yourself, unless you forgive the situation, unless you realize the situation is over, you can't move forward. Steve Maraboli. Your thoughts and mind are truly powerful. A positive change or habit when it comes to your thinking can make a big difference. But on the other hand, getting stuck in the same old thinking habit can be something that paralyzes you, cripples you, causes you a lot of suffering and bogs you down instead of moving you forward to a happier, more positive life. Your habits are everything. The difference between good habits and bad habits can mean the difference between a good life and a bad life. Bad habits create obstacles in your daily life that hinder your ability to achieve your dreams. If you are not able to control your mind, these bad habits and mental blocks will always be there, preventing success. These things can sabotage our peace of mind, success, and satisfaction. First habit is feeling guilty. As human beings, most of us waste precious moments of our short lives living in guilt. Guilt is a mental habit that will make you feel that you are never enough or that you can never do enough. Guilt is only beneficial when it forces you to learn. If you did something wrong to someone or yourself, such as lying, cheating, stealing, or hurting someone, then you will feel guilty. Feeling guilty about things like that will motivate you to stop behaving in hurtful ways. If you use that extremely negative feeling to grow and become a better person, making sure you don't make the same mistake again, then guilt can be very productive. At that point, however, you have to learn to let it go. You can only focus on improving who you are at this very moment. There is no going back in time. Understand that working on your future self is enough to free you from past mistakes. However, there are other types of guilt that are counterproductive. Don't feel guilty about the need to eat, feed your body. If you want a cake of peace, eat it with joy and happiness. Guilt will only make the experience of eating the pie unworthy of the actual act. Have fun, you can do it. Take breaks and naps, you can do it. Learn to say no to people and don't feel guilty, you are entitled to it. Stop feeling guilty, realize that your thoughts don't hurt others, but your actions do, and act accordingly. Don't feel guilty for having certain privileges, just be a good person and be grateful for those privileges. Stop overthinking, magnifying, and focusing on things that make you feel guilty. Your thoughts are now only hurting you. Realize that there is no productivity in that. Ask yourself if the punishment fits the crime. Are you sentencing yourself to months in a mental prison for only a misdemeanor? When you stop using the magnifying glass, you will realize that you are being too hard on yourself. Second habit is holding a grudge. Holding a grudge against someone will not hurt anyone but yourself. Forgiveness is the key to freedom. Rita Mae Brown once said, "One of the keys to happiness is a bad memory." That couldn't be truer. What does holding on to the negative aspects of a person, our life, and ourselves do for us? Absolutely nothing. Harboring anger and resentment towards others only harms our own mind and body. Letting go of a grudge is, in essence, a step towards self-love, because a grudge does a lot of damage to the person who harbors it. To let go of a grudge, first, acknowledge the problem. Find out what the real problem is and why you are holding on to this grudge so tightly. Share your feelings. If possible, share your feelings with the person. Use "I" statements to avoid making the other person defensive. If you can't talk to the person you have a problem with, talk to others about it. Resolve it by discussing the problem. Change locations. Try to gain some perspective and put yourself in the other person's shoes. You may learn nothing by doing this, or you may learn everything, and immediately feel a sense of relief because you now have a deeper understanding of what happened. Accept the current situation for what it is. Choose to heal, whether you have received an apology or not. You are doing this for yourself. Holding on to that pain only hurts you. Third habit is, give up your dreams. Decide right now, in this moment, that number 3 will never be an option for you. Get rid of this mental habit today. Too often we take the safe path because we fear all the mystery and unknown factors involved in relentlessly pursuing our dreams. The biggest regret you will ever face in life is giving up on something that could have made life really worthwhile. How much money will it take for you to give up that dream? When is the right time to give up? The answer should be no amount of money, and never, because your dream is an innate part of who you are and you should never, ever walk away from yourself like that. Fourth habit is, desiring the validation of others. When we let go of our need for approval, we stop living and begin to thrive. The need for the validation of others kills our freedom, creates anxiety, and prevents us from being happy. If you find yourself constantly seeking approval from others, you must work on acceptance and self-love. Develop your confidence so that you feel strong enough to trust your instincts. Know that only you can make the right decision for your life. Check out these quotes by Byron Katie that will help you put an end to your suffering. Fifth habit is, focusing on lack or failure. The more we focus on the negative aspects of life, what we don't have or what we couldn't succeed at, the more we attract those negative things to us. Focus on your success. Any small success can set you up for future victories. Instead of focusing on what you don't have, start paying more attention to all the beautiful things you do have. With gratitude comes abundance. Get into the mental habit of being grateful for everything you have. Sixth habit is, negative internal dialogue. Studies estimate that we say between 300 and 1,000 words to ourselves every minute. How we talk to ourselves determines our self-esteem and how we perceive ourselves. You need to stop being your biggest critic and take on the role of your biggest cheerleader. The more positive self-talk you have, the more positive you will feel and the happier you will be. Seventh habit is, comparing ourselves with others. We waste an excessive amount of time comparing our life, our travels, and our progress with those of others. This mental habit does us so much harm, because we are once again talking negatively to ourselves and focusing on the lack. Everyone has their own story. It doesn't matter where you started or when, you are where you are now because you have fought to be there. You are working hard enough, and comparing yourself to anyone else will only send you steps backwards. Don't compare your behind the scenes to other people's highlight reel. Remember that people often show us their best. We are not there for their human moments. Pat yourself on the back and move on. Have blinders on to the rest of the world, just take the next step forward. Thanks for watching, subscribe and activate the notification bell so you know when we upload new videos. Thanks.